Yo, yo, yo. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you as always. And this is part one of the keys to victory against the Minnesota Vikings. First of all, I would love to give the Atlanta Falcons credit for absolutely nothing. I'm going to keep it real. I mean, they didn't show up. They got sent home like I said they would get sent home. They got sent home in the fashion that I said they would get sent home. I watch football, baby. You ain't going to come to the link and think that you just gonna skate by off your reputation. You gotta play in these cold conditions, and you a Southern Dome team. You know what I'm saying? We from the north. This is the north. It's cold up here. Don't ever get it confused, man. Don't ever get it confused. I don't have no faith in Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is not an elite quarterback. I knew Matt Ryan would fold. Matt Ryan's from Philly. It's a lot of things against Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan ain't playing the cold. They just came from the West Coast to the East Coast. I told you this would happen. You know what I mean? Better luck next year. Better luck next year. So moving on, Minnesota. We got Minnesota. We got Minnesota. We got Minnesota. I'd much rather have Minnesota than the Saints for one simple reason. Kamara. Alvin Kamara, however you say his name, is a matchup nightmare. A matchup nightmare for all linebackers that think they're going to guard him. Kamara's a matchup nightmare. No linebackers are going to stay with him, meaning we would have had to put one smaller player in the box to keep up with Kamara, and that would have made us sweet meat village for the run. They would have ran the ball. We'd have been sweet for the run. So I'm glad we got the Vikings, who have a traditional kind of power style with their backs. They like to run to get their backs north and south for the most part, and that plays right into our hands. That plays right into our hands. They like to get their backs up and down the field, and we like to stop those holes. We like to stop that run. So I think we straight right there with that. Also, our corners can run with Diggs and Thielen. We can run with Diggs and Thielen. We ran with Julio and Sanu. Who to tell us we can't run with Diggs and Thielen? We straight. We straight. We straight. And also, there's another reason why I would rather have the Vikings as well. The Drew Brees factor. Drew Brees was down 17 points in that game. If Keenum is down 17 to the Saints, I doubt Keenum could bring them back. Keenum only registered 6 points in the second half, besides that miracle touchdown, and that was a miracle. It was a miracle. We making that tackle. We not blowing that tackle for the game. We're making that tackle. It was a miracle. Shit like that don't happen every day, but it happened. Oh well, it's football. I think Case Keenum is going to have a meltdown somewhere between the second end of the second quarter or the second half, because it looked like he was having a meltdown to me in that game. Anyway, that's a meltdown. If a team comes back and from 17 down, your quarterback ain't moving the ball. That's a meltdown. You let a team come back from 17 and take the lead, that's a meltdown. He got bailed out with a little Hail Mary because it was looking like a meltdown. It was looking like a meltdown to me. Definitely got bailed out. Pressure came. He lollipopped one of them passes up there. Please do that next week because we're going to bring the heat just like that. Yeah, I don't think we got nothing to worry about. You're going to have to show me that Keenum about to come to the link and win on the road. It's easy to win at home. It's easy to win at home, especially when you get a miracle. Especially when you get Drew Brees, who threw two picks in the first half. One was tipped and one was in the red zone too. It's easy to win in the first half when you got all that stuff. When you got all that stuff going for you, it's easy to win at home. I'm saying when you got all that stuff going for you. And guess what? We at home. That's the biggest advantage in this game, in my opinion, is being at home. Because Case Keenum and Nick Foles both are sort of efficient game managers. I think Keenum got a little more zip on his ball. Keenum might got a little stronger arm, but I don't think Keenum got more football intelligence than Nick Foles. Keenum will leave the pocket more than Foles and run, but dude, he gonna have to do something because after we shut the run down, you're one dimensional, and then you got to throw. It's no longer our front four you got to worry about. You got to worry about the front four, and you worry about the back four. You got to worry about the whole defense now. You got to worry about the whole defense now. And the only weak link in worrying about the whole defense would have been the linebackers if we were playing Kamara. The linebackers we got starting are going to be able to keep up with McKinnon and the other guy. Remember, they're playing with two backup running backs as well. Dalvin Cook ain't out there. We ain't got really nothing to worry about, man. We got to bring the heat, bring the intensity, and let Doug coach his game because Doug has been coaching the hell out of his game. One thing that does concern me is I think we're going to have trouble running the ball. I hope we don't, but I think we're going to have trouble running the ball, and that's a focal point of our offense is running the ball. So I hope that don't happen. As far as the AFC, I don't give a damn who win that game. We could talk about that after we see whoever we're supposed to see in the Super Bowl. We don't worry about other teams. We worry about what we gonna do. You know what I mean? We worry about what we gonna do. And I couldn't be more happy to be a fan of this team. I've been right all year long, like I said. You know what I'm saying? I'm also happy to be back in my studio with my backdrop with the good lighting. You know what I mean? You got to see me loud and clear this week. This is only part one of the keys to victory. And these keys to victory are always usually right on part one, but it's going to be a part two. Keys to victory as I get more reports and more things that I'm hearing in the news and on the radio of what's to come. I have no idea why we're still signing players. I don't know if the coaching staff thinks special teams is an issue, but usually these players that are getting signed to us right now are probably going right back on the special teams roster. Dude, huge win, huge win. We the underdogs again, of course, but at this point, I think we can't be the underdogs no more. It's ridiculous. At this point, I don't think we should be the underdogs no more, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And then you got a lot of the reports right now. The question is, did we beat the Falcons or did the Falcons not beat us? Some weird shit like that. Or did the Falcons not take their opportunities when they took them? They got beat by the better team. That's clear as day. Clear as day. They still refuse to put respect on our name. We're in the NFC Championship. I mean, you gotta respect this whether you want to or not. You gotta respect what Doug has done with this team. You gotta respect the next man up motive that we going by. You gotta respect everything that we doing as a football team. And if we are able to pull out this Super Bowl, man, you gotta respect us forever. We forever gonna be cemented in the books. Bird Gang, Gang Green, Fly Eagles Fly. Leave your comments, leave your comments, leave your comments. Subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Lord_Brunson. And we only going up from here. Fly Eagles Fly.